What's up, everybody? This is Urgent99. We're back on the test server and we're going to do a little experiment. Now, I have my own as-built EC put up that I illustrated in the last episode. I came onto the test server today hoping if they had finally put the rigs in for the new structures, which they have not done. And I got to thinking,
Docking permission requested.
why
Docking
don't we
request accepted.
test something else? So that's exactly what we're going to do. First, jump in the noob ship, since I didn't feel like warping around in the freighter. And Citadels won't give you noob ships. I bought a seated avatar blueprint for 100 ISK. And we're going to test the fees associated with various things. We'll go to
Warp
the
drive
station we have
active.
research services. Now what we're going to illustrate is the difference that the tax can make in the comparative cost of research. So we'll have to
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
get our notepad ready here. Okay. Now we're in the NPC station first. Okay. Now let's test out blueprints. Look at that. 1,133 days. So over 3 years of research time to get a Titan to ME10. But you can get to ME5 in 2 weeks. So, you can see 14 days, 21 hours. For 35.5 million. Let's move on to T. Same for time efficiency. A one-run copy, 26 days, at 1.1 million ISK. Now we've got our
warp drive active.
base numbers for the NPC station. So we'll go test it in the EC. As I said earlier, this EC is not rigged because the developers apparently haven't seeded the rigs. And just to prove it, I'll go ahead and hit here to the market. Engineering service modules are in, but no rigs. As you can see,
Docking
flight
request
processors,
accepted.
missile projection, electronic warfare. So those are all combat rigs. So no engineering rigs in the game currently. So the Citadel doesn't have any of those. So now, let's look at our notes. Still 26 days, 13 hours. Only 1 million ISK, as opposed to 1.1 million. Still 14 days, 21 hours. 32.7. All we've done is remove the 10% tax. Now, the question is, with that alone and no rigs, how much are you going to have to work are you going to have to do to justify all the expenditures you're going to have for the EC, the service modules, any defenses you erect. And this is your only cost savings. How are you going to, you have to justify the fuel costs. So, we're going to do a little thought experiment. On my other monitor, I am going to search for fuel blocks. I would do this in the in-game browser, except CCP killed it. So now we have to research. Let's see, 21,000. For nitrogen. Hydrogen. It's like hydrogen is oxygen's 21. and helium. So, with this setup, okay, we're currently at a cost savings of 2.3 million ISK. They didn't get rid of the calculator, thank God. So 2.3 million ISK divided by 22,000 equals 104.5 hours, or 104.5 fuel blocks. That's only enough to run this service for a handful of hours. See, we're using 3.75 units per hour. Divide 3.75 equals 27.8, which means the cost savings off researching one Titan blueprint to ME5 is enough to power the lab for 27 hours. So if you launched that many jobs simultaneously, we have 27.8 hours. So we have 14 times 24 plus 21 equals 357 hours divided by 27.8 equals, you would need to run 13 Titan blueprints consecutively for the cost savings just to pay for the fuel cost of researching all the Titan blueprints. So yeah, without specific rigs to give additional speed bonuses, especially for research, these, even with the decreased fuel costs, I mean, they're not very viable. Unless you're in a situation where you can queue up literally hundreds of METE jobs. On cost savings alone, you are not going to be able to generate enough to justify the fuel costs. Because, I mean, the Titan is one of the most difficult things in the game to research. And one of the most expensive. But when you start getting into this insano level, you can't do it. Because the max you can do is 30 days. So you have to go from 14, and then you do the 19 day, and then you do this, and it just increases exponentially. And then the grand total you spent, as you can see, is 2.4 billion. And that's assuming that your indexes don't change, which they're going to. So yeah, without any bonuses, unless you can throw in literally hundreds of jobs, the cost savings just really aren't there. Had to burst some people's bubbles in the forums, but that's just the way it is. So that'll do it for this episode. Hopefully next time we'll have the rigs installed, and I can get one of those and we can do this math over again. And hopefully, because the rigs were supposed to be, still a somewhat decent bonus even in high sec. They probably still won't compare to a POS, but they should be slightly better. But that'll do it, and I'll see you next time.